Hello everyone, welcome back to Nancy Said. In this video we're going to be looking at granny stripes, which is the same as granny squares, except these are worked in the round, where the granny stripes are worked back and forth in rows. And you can see they're based on these little blocks, which are made up of 3 trebles. The entire pattern is made of trebles, so if you can do that, you can do this. And it's a great classic to know. This is the pattern for my tissue box cover, so it'll be on the top of the box that you'll need to do the stripes. So let's start. We need a multiple of 3 plus 1, and I'm going to do a shortened sample of 16 chains. That's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I have a tutorial for how to do a good foundation chain if you'd like to check that out as well. So we're required to put a treble in the 4th chain from the hook. The working loop doesn't count, so we'll count from here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a treble goes into this chain, and we're just going to take the top loop only, in and out with the yarn for 3 loops. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. And that essentially gives us 2 posts at the beginning of the row, which is important. We'll see why shortly. Then we're required to skip 2 chains, and if we pull on that a wee bit, we can see we're in that chain there. So we'll skip the next one and the next one, and we'll be into the 3rd one over. Yarn over, in and out. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, that's 1 treble. 2 trebles and a 3rd treble. And we're asked to repeat from the star, which is skip 2, 3 trebles in the next chain. Skip 2, 3 trebles in the next chain. And it says ending with skip 2 and 2 trebles in the last chain. Now, that is row 1. And the reason why we don't do 3 at the end is because it would poke out. So to bring it back in line, to keep it straight, we just do 2. The chain 3 that we skipped at the start of the row, plus the treble, gave us the 2 at the start and 2 at the end. And that's row 1. Every other row will be like this. And the row between will have only 1 post at each end. So it's 2, 1. We'll see shortly. I'll snip that off. Fasten off and turn. So we want to turn, the old yarn is over here. You know, we just cut that off, and we'll add in our new colour. Insert your hook into the first stitch, make a false loop with the new colour, draw that through, and I hook around the 2 strands for the first chain, and we have to make 3 in total, so just drop the extra and chain 2 more. And that counts as our first treble, our first single post. We had 2 down here, 2 posts, next row's just 1. Then it says to put 3 trebles into the next space between the blocks, so that's this space. 3 trebles go in there. Skip the next block of 3 trebles, so skip all of that and put 3 trebles in the next space, that's this space. Three trebles in the next space. Looking over to the last space here, 3 trebles go in there. It's not quite the end of the story because we've still got to put one treble into the top of the turning chain to keep that straight. We had one lonely post at the start of this row, and we'll do one lonely post at the end. It says the top of the turning chain. That's the penultimate stitch, so we know it's beyond that. It's actually this one here. This is the hardest stitch to find of all because it's coming from the very, very first row. So find it by sort of twisting that out. There's the little hole there. And my previous video describes that well. So that's row 2, where we have one stitch at the start and one at the end, so a lonely post. And that tells us that the next row is going to have 2 again. So we'll fasten off, turn, and join in our new colour. Make a false loop with the new colour. Find your very first stitch, which is here. Pull the yarn through, hook around 2, chain 2 more, which gives us 1 post, and we know we need 2. Yarn over and work it into the first space. So now we have our 2 posts. 2 on this row, 1 on this row, 2 on this row, 1 on the next row, and so on. So we've got our next space over here. Block of 3 trebles, a block in the next stitch, the next space rather, block in the next space, now here we've one more space left. It's so close to the edge that we're going to do 1 into the space and 1 into the top of the turning chain, or a little bit lazy, you could just put the 2 in the space. So let's have a look. We had 2 posts at the start and we have 2 posts at the end, and that's how we know, we're reminded of how to start and finish the row, because how to end it is key to how to start the new row. So 2, 1, 2. Next row will just be a single post to start. I find that really helpful to keep an eye on. You can read your pattern. It's two row pattern repeat rows 2 and 3, but equally it's good to pay attention, have a little rule that you know. So turn, we're back to red again. Join the red in at the very first stitch. This is a row with just 1 post to get going. And so it's 3 in the first space. Block parts are easy because you kind of know what each space wants from you. Last space is here, and because it's a bit further away from the end, we've already got 2 past it, so we can put a full block in that one and then 1 treble into the top of the turning chain, and that's to stop it from bulging out and protruding past the sides. Bring it back into the camera focus. So it's important that you pay attention at the start and the end of each row. That's always the way, because you do want to keep it straight. So it's 2 on one row, 1 on the next, 2 on the next row, 1 on the next, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, all the way up. And that is really key. If you started with 1, you'll end on 1. Started with 2, you'll end on 2. I hope you find that really helpful because granny stripes are so lovely. They're every classic granny blanket has them, and if grannies can do it, I swear we can do it too. So give it a go. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Bye.